friends and family. This is our second attempt at recording this because the cat kept jumping in the camera. Anyway, we figured that instead of typing out our engagement story, we would just videotape it because it's a lot easier. And
That's what you do.
that's what we do. So here we are. Anyway, here's the story in case you haven't heard it yet. I was working up at a camp this last summer. I was gone for 7 weeks. And before I left for camp, Sarah and I had kind of gotten to the point in our relationship where we had just determined that marriage was definitely the goal, and that's what we were heading towards at that point. And so as I was at camp this summer, I'm always obviously thinking about proposing and all of the details that go behind that. But I definitely didn't think it was going to happen as soon as it did. I tried to get a hold of my brother just kind of as the summer developed, and Sarah and I had kind of gotten more and more real that we were going to get married, and that's the way that we were going. And so I wanted to talk to my brother to tell him all of this, and it took about 2 weeks to finally get a hold of him because I was gone and our schedules never matched up. And so finally I get a hold of my brother and tell him that asked Sarah to marry me, and he was a little shocked in a good way, but he's like, wow. So anyway, after he got over that, he had mentioned that him and Kristen would like to give me my mom's ring that was given to my brother, to which my brother took the diamond out of my mom's engagement ring and put it in a new setting for Kristen. And so they wanted to give me what was left, just the wedding band and the setting, the engagement ring. I'd have to put a new diamond in it, but they said that we would really like to give that to you. And so when I got back from camp, my brother sent me the ring. Sorry, the cat is. Sarah, tell the story.
This is your part of the story. So just stuff and things and chip and
Okay.
decisions.
Okay. So as soon as I got back from camp, my brother sent me the ring via the U.S. Postal Service, which was a little sketchy.
It will never be mailed again.
Never be mailed
Ever.
again. Well, I got it in one piece, which is good. Nobody stole it. And so it's an antique ring, and I wasn't sure what could be done with it because the band was really thin, and I just didn't know if they were going to be able to do any work on it. And so I took it to the jeweler. I had no idea what I was doing. Walked in there with my dad, and I told the lady what I wanted, and we looked at some diamonds and found one that would fit, and I kind of gave her my price range, which was kind of all the money that I had at that time. And she said, "Yeah, we can do it for that." And I thought, "Wow, this is all becoming a reality." And so they said, "Yeah, it'll be 7 to 10 business days." And so before it would be done. And at this point, I thought, I didn't really have a date in mind that I wanted to propose. I had a plan of where I wanted to do it and what I wanted to say, but I didn't know when. But as soon as I heard 7 to 10 business days, I thought to myself, well, it's going to be 7 to 10 business days from now. I will be engaged. That's pretty much my thought process. So August 16th, 2012, I hadn't heard any. This was the 10th day after I had dropped the ring off, and at this point I was very ready to have it. And so I finally called the jeweler and asked them when it was going to be done, and they said, "Oh, yep, we're just finishing it up now. It'll be done by 3 o'clock today." And I said, "All right, I'll see you at 3 o'clock." And so I went and picked up the ring at 3 o'clock. And Sarah was down in the city. I was out in the suburbs. I'm back at my house because school hadn't started yet, and Sarah was working downtown, and so I'd been going back and forth from the suburbs to the city, spending time with her. And so it was nothing unusual, but I knew that today I was going to propose because I had a ring. Nothing unusual. Yeah. So for those of you who are aware, we had a drought this summer here in the Midwest. But of course, the one day that it rains and is cloudy and gloomy outside is the day that I was going to propose. So anyway, I had the ring. I went home and I talked to my dad, and my dad looked at me and he said, "Are you nervous?" And I said, "Yep." He said, "Well, you should be." so I got the ring, jumped in the car, and well, first of all, when I was at the jeweler, she says, "Oh, let me go get a box for you that you can put that in." I thought, "Oh, that's great." She comes out with this like, it was huge. I was like, "What do you want me to do with that? I can't put that in my pocket." I didn't actually say that, but that's what I was thinking. Ended up using a little tiny box that my brother sent the ring in. So thanks for that, bro. So I got in the car, and it was about 4 o'clock at this point, rush hour. So it took me like 45 minutes longer to get down to the city. And so I had this plan of where I wanted to do it. It was at Lincoln Park. Sarah and I had spent a lot of time walking up to Lincoln Park and just walking around, spending time with each other. So it was just a place that's kind of special to us. And I knew that that's where I was going to do it, and there was a spot that I had in mind, and I knew what I wanted to say. And so when I got there, I said, "Hey, can we, want to go for a walk?" And she's like, "Well, if it's not raining, yeah, we can go for a walk." And I thought, no. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. If she didn't want to go for a walk, I don't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. Anyway, but we ended up going for a walk, and we get to the spot that I wanted to propose, and it was like this structure, this concrete structure in Lincoln Park, and we spent some time there. But I got there, and I just hadn't really thought through this all as well as I should have, and I thought, this is a terrible place to propose. One, it just would have been awkward in the way that we were standing and like looking out. It was bad, and it was dark. I thought, I can't propose here. I just can't do it. This is not good. And so I threw an audible, and I thought, oh well, let's go to this other place. And at this point, I'm keeping it real cool.
Okay, well, that whole day was like terrible for me because that's when I was moving. I lived in one apartment for the summer, and I had to move back to my apartment on campus, and then move to my new apartment all in like a 3-day span. And so Chip knew this, and knew that I was so stressed, and knew what time I got off of work, and he texts me sometime earlier in the day, and he goes, "Hey babe, I'm gonna wait to get the car before I come into the city, so I won't be leaving until like 4:30. So of course I do like traffic math in my head. I'm like, awesome. I get off of work at 3:30, and you're not gonna be here till like 7. And so at that point I was like agitated.
Yeah, she was mad.
He asked me, he's like, "Are you mad?" And I'm pretty sure my exact words were, "Well, it is what it is."
Yeah, I left that part out. I knew that she was mad, so this is the other, like, I don't want her to be mad on the day that I proposed, but it is what it is. It was what it was.
By the time he got to the city, though, I let it go.
Yeah.
By the time he got down, I was like, because of all the stress, I was just a giant child. And for those of you that know me, like, this isn't a shock. But the whole way, like, walking to Lincoln Park, I'm like looking for all the slug bugs I can find so I can hit him.
Yeah,
and
she was
chasing squirrels and yelling at ducks, and a giant child.
Needless to say, the conversation was not going anywhere that would lead smoothly into a proposal. Not that I was expecting that, but it definitely was not happening. So we finally get to this other place. It's just by Lakeshore Drive in Lincoln Park. There's this canal waterway thing, and there's a bunch of willow trees there, and it was a fun. We had gone there once before and just sat and talked, and it was a cool place. So I thought, that's it. That's got to be it. I'm gonna do it there. So at this point, also, I forgot I was wearing my rain jacket, and so it was August. It was raining that day and gloomy, but it was still really hot and muggy. But I had to have a jacket to have the box in because I didn't want to have it in my pocket where she could see it or anything. So I was sweating up a storm at this point, and I was super nervous. As calm as I was acting, I was super nervous. And so we get to the spot, and again, Sarah's like yelling with the ducks and
Playing the branches.
running around the willow tree, and I'm just like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But so eventually I just thought, I just gotta do it. I told myself that it was gonna happen that day, and so I made it happen. So we were standing there, and I just reached into my pocket and I pulled out a bracelet. And before my mom had died, she got really into making bracelets and beads and jewelry and all that stuff, and so we have a few of those left, and they mean a lot to me. And so I pulled one of these bracelets out, and I looked at Sarah and I said, I know this isn't a ring, but we've almost been dating here for 6 months, and I explained to her what it was, that it was my mom's, and so then I gave it to her, and it was a nice moment. She was happy, and it's a very sentimental, Hallmark-ish moment. So then she goes to hug me after she puts the bracelet on, and I stopped her and I said, well, now that I've given you that, I need you to know something. And I said, there's only one girl in this world that I would ever give something like that to, and that's the girl that I want to spend the rest of my life with. So at that point, I got down on one knee, pulled off the ring, and asked her to marry me, and she said yes, amidst the shock. And before she even looked at the ring, she just grabbed me and hugged me, and would not let go. And so here I am, hugging her with the ring in my hand still, looking at it. And so after a minute or two, I just said,
I don't think the ring wants to stay in the box anymore.
I said, I don't think the ring wants to stay in this box anymore. And so at that point, I put the ring on her finger, and she asked me, she said, did I say yes? I don't remember. And so I said yes, you said yes.
So this could all be a conspiracy, and I could have not said yes, but I think it might be too late now to change my mind.
Yeah, we're committed, so it's gonna happen January 5th. So that's my side of the story. I don't know if you
That's pretty much the same. I included the part that I cared about, which is the blissfully unaware of the world around me.
Yeah. But it was great. It was a great day, and we're both very excited about getting married and spending our lives together, and whatever that may hold. That's our story. Glad I didn't have to type that. So are you? Good.
We'll see you guys in 80-something days.
80-something.
80-something.
I wonder if they watch it in some days.
That's their problem.
Okay, bye.